From the halls of Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters all the way down to the throne room of Atlantis, we want to hear your nerd shout, and today, we're shouting about S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the real Kevin Becker, and I'm here with the nerdSHOUT team, and let's see who they are.
Felt like Agent 33 was right here in the room with me. This is Demetris Hartman. Welcome back to nerdSHOUT.
Hey everyone, it's Keyla Teixeira.
Thank you guys for joining us. We are here today, unfortunately without Mark, but he sends his love and gratitude. He misses all of you. He was weeping openly. I really hope he watches this.
It was very sad.
Yeah, it was just pathetic, really.
Yeah.
No, he's fantastic. He does wish he could be here, but he can't. However, the three of us are here and ready to talk to you guys about this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. entitled Love in the Time of HYDRA, which is just a fantastic episode title. So, to get us started, let's go ahead and talk about the most anticipated part of this episode, which was the real S.H.I.E.L.D. We got to finally see into what is the real S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's Edward James Olmos. That's who the real S.H.I.E.L.D. is.
That's pretty much it.
And
it's just him.
So what we see is, we see Edward James Olmos, we see Agent Weaver, who we've seen before, and we see other agents coming together because they don't like the way S.H.I.E.L.D. was run and is being run. They don't like the secrets and the compartmentalization and all of the things that Fury is known for and now Coulson is adopting, and they want an open flow of communication in their S.H.I.E.L.D. Do we think that this is really what the real S.H.I.E.L.D. is? Is this what Edward James Olmos is actually working for? Or do we think that there's something else behind the scenes?
Wow, that's really interesting. I think that it's pretty straight up who they are. Mm-hmm. These are the real S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're very much now government run. But in my opinion, I thought they were boring. I thought they were very boring. I don't know, what more they can be other than this base that they have on the aircraft carrier as of right now. But it's Edward James Olmos. He's a big time actor.
Mm-hmm.
In TV series, he's known to portray really important characters. So I'm really interested in seeing his meetup with Coulson or with the other team. What is going to come out of that, or what kind of revelations can come out of that? As of right now, I am not impressed with the real S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the S.H.I.E.L.D. team that we've been following so far are the best because they feel like three-dimensional characters. We haven't gotten to know these people yet.
Yeah, true.
But what it managed to do is make me dislike Mack a lot.
Oh, yeah, no.
And Bobbi.
I'm betrayed because I started this season and I was like, Mack, obviously Fitz will forever be my favorite character on the show, but Mack now is my new favorite character, and he turned on, he didn't turn on Fitz, he didn't turn on Coulson, he turned on me. I'm hurt in every way, shape, or form.
You bastard, Mack.
But here's the thing about that, is that I think that's kind of the plan right now. Is, okay, they're bureaucrats, that's who's running the new S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right,
And a couple of them are
it.
jerks,
Yeah.
but I think there's more. I don't know if Edward James Olmos is playing a known Marvel villain, but I think that what we're going to end up seeing from my perspective is that he's set this up because it's a means to an end for him. We see him asking about Skye. It's not
He's
just
aware
about
of
Coulson. They're specifically asking about the Skye information.
Yeah.
And Matt calls it in. We have a situation. We've got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Edward James Olmos is very interested in this. So I have to partially wonder if that's what he's after.
You mean Skye and her powers and her abilities, or maybe just in general,
or
even with abilities.
Even the Tahiti project.
Right. Yeah. Because he said that they brought him back from the dead. He wants to explore that more and see if they can bring other people back from the dead, perhaps. But maybe it's also to look into more of alien origins on this planet, or who they experimented on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to find out that the reason that this real S.H.I.E.L.D. was created and the reason that was told to the people who are running it, even those other agents that are with him, are not the same thing.
Right.
So Keyla.
Yeah.
Oh, you sat over there today. Keyla, what do you think about the real S.H.I.E.L.D.? What's your reaction to where it is and where do you think it's going?
I was really disappointed with the whole reveal of Real Shield. I thought it was going to be a bigger deal than it already was, but it ended up just being that. I mean, Edward James Olmos is amazing, and he's great. I love him. But his character, Gonzalez, I'm calling bullshit on that. I think there's some other motives there that we quite don't know about yet, especially with his interest in Sky. It piques my interest because I want to know what Real Shield is actually really about. The thing that questions coming in my head, and one of them being which of these two teams is going to be Shield, and which of them is going to become something else, because ultimately we can't have two Shields guys. So one of them is going to have to become some other type of organization. So I'm wondering what that's going to be, when that's going to happen. I don't know, but the other thing that I was just thinking about with this whole Real Shield reveal is that we saw Agent Weaver, which it's great to see a familiar face, and I love when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connects these characters that we just saw once or twice, and then come back for I would say it's a much larger role, because she is part of Real Shield organization. Like, she seems like she's like head of the board members or something. I don't know. But what if Agent Weaver or Simmons are already in cahoots? I mean, that's a huge possibility, because Simmons and Fitz went to the S.H.I.E.L.D. Science Academy. So it's a huge possibility that Agent Weaver and Simmons are already in cahoots, or they've been in contact some way, somehow, and maybe Simmons already knows about Real Shield.
That's really interesting, actually.
I think, for me, I would prefer to see it develop from there. I think that I could see
transitioning.
Yeah, Agent Weaver coming to Simmons. We need you. Yeah. Coulson's doing all these things that you don't approve of. Bobby's friendship being utilized to help get Simmons into all that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will have already happened.
I think it would be much more interesting to actually see it develop in front of the camera rather than behind the scenes. Yeah. It would be much more interesting for Simmons' evolution as a character.
Yeah.
And for us, I think it'll be a better treat to see her change sides if she is to do that. I gotta say straight off the bat, though, I did not actually love this episode. Like, I think this episode for season 2 was the worst in my opinion. I didn't think that the character dynamics were very much there. I thought that, like, the reveals weren't as good. If anything, the most intriguing aspect of the whole episode for me was Agent 33's relationship with Ward. I really, really love the exploration of that. The Real S.H.I.E.L.D. itself, the revelation, kind of disappointed me, and I really want to see where they go with it. I really want them to explore it and for it to be a lot deeper than it is right now.
I think, and I mentioned this, but this was very much a transitionary episode. We've been dealing with Inhumans and Sky for 13 episodes.
It's true.
And now we're switching, and we're going over to them having to deal with this Real S.H.I.E.L.D., and the focus is going to be taken off of, I think, Sky. I think Sky will now become a secondary plot as she is separated from the team.
I get what you're saying. You know what I don't want them to do, though? I don't want them to do what happened, for example, with Season 3 of Heroes.
Okay.
Season 3 was fantastic for the first half. I think it was really awesome up until, Sylar explodes in this incredible, eruption of a nuclear catastrophe. And then suddenly, after this incredible mid-season finale, it switches to the fugitive sides, where Adrian Pascal, who's also General Talbot, just hunts them down, and suddenly the dynamic of the character changes, and their powers take a backseat, and they're just fugitives, and it doesn't make any sense why these characters would be there in that situation. That's what I don't want to see happen.
I don't
with
think
these
it will.
characters.
I very much see where they're going with this.
Yeah.
They've survived this far relying on each other. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to have to see them survive without each other.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see how these people can survive separately, so that they can come back together.
They break apart, so they can become stronger as individuals and then come back and create an even stronger
Ward
team.
was the first one to fall off.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Ward for a second,
yes,
since we're talking about it.
Oof.
Ward is... what is this guy up to?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So here's a theory that I've seen online, and I want to know what you guys think of it. Is a lot of people have said, is Ward the Taskmaster? And after watching this episode, I'm more and more on board with this theory. Because if you don't know Taskmaster, he was villainy. He's a bad guy for a lot of it, but he can be used for good.
Yes.
And
he was the one that they hired to kill Deadpool after Deadpool was killing the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, and he doesn't particularly have superpowers. He has a he can see something and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean that easily translates to the fact that Ward is super skilled. He's a good spy. He is a good soldier, good spy, and
good killer.
And he's willing to do what needs to be done. And I think that kind of drive and character could lend itself really well to having Taskmaster.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You think of Ward turning into Taskmaster within the series?
I think that could happen.
That's very interesting.
Because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has set itself up now for these are the guys who do what has to be done following the rules.
Yeah.
What about those guys
that don't?
You've got...
Or they have their own code.
Yeah, you've got Daredevil and Jessica Jones and the Defenders who are coming on Netflix, who are going to be the people who are down and dirty, but still follow the moral code. Why not have somebody who's down and dirty and following a code that may not be the most moral as defined by the general public, but is still aiming for the right thing? He follows through with his promises. He's not amoral in any way.
That's interesting. I'd see him more as turning into Moon Knight, for example, because he is brutal in his ways.
He is brutal.
He is brutal, and so is Moon Knight. But he doesn't even carry the same name as the character. However,
he doesn't carry Taskmaster's name either.
Exactly. That's the thing. That
Skye didn't carry Daisy's name until this season.
Until they just changed it and said, but that's how they fit it in. That she
Yeah.
was adopted, and therefore they didn't know her true identity to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's how they played with it. It would be very interesting if they actually do end up doing it with Grant Ward as well. However, I still like the fact that he's human. That all this strength that comes out of him, all this drive, comes from something very human that's inside of him, and exploring this darker side of humanity that can do good, but has the ultimate potential to be very villainous as well. And I really like where they're going with Ward.
Yeah.
Even though it's crazy and it's terrifying and it's very, very dark, especially with his relationship with 33. And I want us to talk about 33.
Oh, we're going to.
Because holy crap,
she's later.
She is nuts. She is, oh my God, she's so disturbed. She's got all this wiring going on in her brain.
And I think that's a great parallel. I mean, he says it in the episode of my family did a number on me. I know what you're going through. And so, that's a great parallel.
It was very creepy, though.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we sat down, had a conversation, and I thought it helped clear the air.
I really have to wonder if he killed his brother. So I still have, unless I see the body on screen, I don't count it as a character.
That's true.
And even when I do Whitehall, I don't count it as a character.
He'll be back.
I believe he
has
to
the Terminator. He'll be back.
Kayla, what do you think of Grant Ward in this episode?
Tell us.
Tell us now.
Right this second.
I really enjoyed seeing Agent 33 and Ward this episode. I think they were the best things about this episode. Seeing them get back Bakshi and Talbot. I said his name wrong, but at the end with his wife, making her go on the ground. That was hilarious. But I really enjoyed seeing Agent 33 and Ward and them breaking in to break Bakshi out. And I do not think Ward is going to kill Bakshi because I feel like, but he can use Bakshi because Grant is he's an intelligent spy. He's a fantastic manipulator, and he could definitely use Bakshi for his advantage. So Bakshi is not dead yet. What I do think is that Ward is possibly setting up his own team. Team of what? I do not know. Who is in the team? Obviously, Agent 33 and now Bakshi. So that is what I believe is Ward's endgame, which is the number one thing that I took away from this episode, is trying to figure out what is Ward's endgame.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's making one of those teams of people who have been oppressed and they're gonna fix it. You know?
I was thinking, because while Keyla was talking, like, I was thinking, what if this is, like, in the whole compliance aspect of it, what if it's a proto version of Thunderbolts?
That could be. I hadn't thought about that. This could be the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, because Thunderbolts is pretty much also what happens post-Civil War.
True.
So what if this is like the proto version, like an experimental version of taking bad guys and repurposing them by asking them to comply, by rewiring their brain in a way and making them fight for the good side, whatever that side may be or whatever its goals might be, to be honest.
Yeah, that could be very interesting. I don't know. I don't believe he's going to kill Bakshi either. But I guess we'll see. His is the story that there's so many theories I come up with, but I have so little to grasp onto.
I know. Yeah, we know very little about Bakshi. We know very, very little about Bakshi.
We know very little about Agent 33. We know.
It's true.
And what we know about Grant Ward now is called so far into question based on the episode with his brother.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know how bad or good he is in this season. Because a lot of the variables have changed, and we are still kept in the dark about his family.
And he's playing him very kind of like secretively sinister.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than that. There always is with him, and it's interesting.
That's what's really good, and that's what I thought. That's why his relationship with 33 this episode was my favorite part of this episode.
The thing that I'm looking forward to next episode is the big question of how far do we think Bobby's going to go with this? So the end of the episode ends and you have 12 hours before, because Hunter's escaped, because he's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have 12 hours.
He's so great.
I love him. You have 12 hours to deal with the situation of Coulson and his secrets. How far is she going to take it? And what is her end game? Because she doesn't, as Lance said, I don't think she fully drank the conspiracy Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, that's true. It's Bobbi Morse, man. It's Mockingbird. She's a good character. Everyone else, like Mack, we don't know if he's going to ultimately be a good character.
I don't know.
Edward James Olmos' character, we don't know if he's ultimately going to be a good character in the grand scheme of this tale. But Mockingbird is such an important character, and since she's bumped up to series regular, it leads me to believe that her alliances might change.
Yeah.
She let Hunter escape.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything.
She absolutely did. I'm not going to stop you. Everybody else is.
Everybody else is, but she didn't really try, and she knows that he's a capable agent, regardless of what's going on. And she wasn't that surprised when he did manage to escape. So I think that there's gonna be a lot of back and forth, and if anything, there's gonna be that her meeting with him and kind of discussing maybe terms of how the real S.H.I.E.L.D. and our S.H.I.E.L.D. are gonna meet and maybe find a middle ground.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
there's so much with her that I get the feeling that, and it's a very strong feeling that I think a lot of people share, is that she's not on board with almost like she joined because it's S.H.I.E.L.D. and that's who she's allegiant to. Yeah. And then they said, like, well, Coulson, he's not doing it right. It's like, all right, well, this is what I do. I follow orders. Very Black Widow-like. I follow orders. I do what I need to do. Goes, meets the guy, meets the team, and it's not what she was. That's not what she was set up for. That's one of the reasons I really think that Edward James almost has this very interesting ulterior motive, because as people get close to Coulson, with the exception of Mack, traitor.
He clearly does have ulterior motives.
Yeah, but Bobby seeing that it's not as bad as it was painted by Edward James almost, and
because he's more of a family.
Yeah,
that's what Coulson's trying to do. He's trying to develop a family with them, and that's what's really important. That's why I think that at the end of the day, they are going to end up being secret warriors. By maybe at the end of the season, this real S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to realize that these guys. We thought there were a bunch of rogue agents, but you know what? They're the best damn agents that we have.
Yeah.
So let's make them Team Alpha,
or they don't know about them at all. They could go totally secret.
That's true. That's very true. But it would be an interesting tie-in with Civil War as well if they do go with that.
Well, there's a lot that we want to talk about, so we definitely want to hear from you guys. So make sure you always use that hashtag nerdSHOUT. You can find us on Twitter that way. And speaking of those, let's go ahead and take it to the Twitter box. Boom, ding. With our nerd shout out, our question of the week. All right, and this one comes to us from @NewMoby. And NewMoby asks, is Agent 33 Madame Mask? You may have noticed we haven't talked about Agent 33 too much yet. That's because I was saving it back pocket. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Agent 33 has all of the things about her this episode, and I think becoming Madame Mask is an amazing way to go with her.
Absolutely, she would be it would be a terrific development for a character. There's little things, the fact that she's Italian and stuff like that, and that she's always been pretty much a villain that don't fit exactly with the way that her character's gone to this point.
Yeah.
But like as with the rest of this series, they're just playing around, taking
it's
liberties.
the cinematic universe version.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would the 616 version of Madame Mask is the Italian girl, but I think Ultimate is not. I think Ultimate, she's got a different name.
Interesting. It's
not Agent 33's name. But I know Agent 33's name. I didn't recognize the name when I looked it up.
I don't remember the name of Agent 33 either, because it's been so many episodes. However, what my theory is that I don't think they would go with the Ultimate Universe at all with the MCU. I think they're sticking to 616.
Iron Man is already partially Ultimate Universe because everyone knows who he is.
That's true. But like, I think that they took that route because of the fact that they wanted to go into Civil War. Moving on,
I think they're mixing a little bit of each.
Yeah, that's true. I just think Ultimates hasn't been explored as much in these shows because they've been leaving the Ultimate out for Fox, for example, to take over, or Sony to take over, and so on and so forth. Because I mean, Fantastic Four, the film, is clearly based on
Fantastic
Ultimate.
Four.
That's why.
And I mean, very, very true.
But
they've been pulling little bits from those things.
At the end of the day, it's all stuff that we love.
Marvel.
So yes, please make her Madame
Mask. And it actually started making me think. I was reading up on Madame Mask because she's one of the ones I don't know as well, and I was reading about her relationship with the Hood, and I was like, is Grant Ward the Hood? And I'm like, but he's got to kill a demon and take the Hood. I guess he could be.
Looking at Keyla. Kayla's reaction is like, I don't think he should be.
You could go post demonic power Hood, which is just crime syndicate Lord Hood.
Yeah.
But their Madame Mask's relationship with Hood is so similar to the relationship that 33 has with Ward, at least in this episode, that I was just like, is that what they're doing?
Maybe they were just exploring the dynamic, but with a different character.
Totally. Kayla, how would you feel
if Ward was the Hood? Tell us.
No, not even that. Tell us that, but tell us first about Madame Mask, and then the Hood. We need to know your thoughts on the Hood.
Yeah.
We're going to do an episode about Grant Ward is the Hood.
I think it's more likely that Agent 33 becomes Madame Mask than Ward becoming the Hood, for sure.
I'm just saying, it made sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
100% context.
She's already got a mask, a nano mask, albeit.
Yeah.
But,
But thank you guys to all of you who sent in your questions to us this week. We got a ton. It was amazing. My phone exploded. Literally, this is a new phone. But
it erupted.
It erupted like I almost said like a mountain. Wow, I'm dumb. But we want to hear your questions. What do you think? What do you think about the new real S.H.I.E.L.D? What do you think about Bobbi's involvement, Madame Mask, the involvement of the Hood? Perhaps.
Chance.
What do you think about all this? Or Taskmaster, I guess, is the better one. So tell us what you know, what you think, what you know, using that hashtag nerdSHOUT on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on all of the social medias.
Shoot us on all those places.
nerdSHOUT. And you can find us, and we want to keep the conversation going. While you're here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video. Yeah. The more you subscribe and like our stuff, the more stuff we're able to do for you. And that's what we want to do. And then, when you're done here, you go talk to some of our friends over at S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio. You can find them on Twitter at S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio, or you can go to their website at www.helicarrierpodcast.com.
You did that in one breath.
Do you need to say www anymore?
I don't know. We should add if you're going to go with www, you should add the HTTP.
http://www.helicarrierpodcast.com.
We love them.
Also, congratulations to our friends who stand with Ward. He's back!
Yeah.
And he's got a really great story, so check them out as well. And as well as all of our friends who are in the conversations on Twitter, Level 7 Podcast, all of these great people. Yeah. So check them out. It's a lot of fun.
Us. Keep talking with them.
Keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Because remember, at the end of the day, we want to hear your nerd shout.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.